Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Space Monkey Mafia here. Sorry for my hiatus. I took a single day off to study for my AP exams. Got home, wasn't feeling too great, went to bed like, okay, one more day, not gonna be a big deal. Woke up, couldn't talk. So I ended up getting sick for the past few days. I couldn't talk, which is an issue since my channel is based around my ability to speak. So that's what's been going on. The baby betas have been growing. The ones in the upper tank keep spawning. They have had some fry. They got into fights over the fry. I ended up having to remove them. I removed 22 successfully. I think I acclimated them successfully. I've seen most of them. I mean, I can't count all of them. There's like 100 fry in that tank now. But I was looking in and there's this like ginormous fry, like half a centimeter long already in that tank. So not sure what it's been eating. I have been putting in like some baby brine every now and then. Not enough to like sustain a fry, I didn't think. I got these funky green nematodes. That's probably what it's been eating, but it's huge. It's bigger than any of the other ones. So, wow. Anyway, I really wanted to do this one before Mother's Day, but as you can tell, I didn't get to it. But we're going to be diving into ChildFree, which is a very toxic subreddit, and we're just going to look at some toxic stuff today, and you'll see why. See, the thing about this is a lot of the complaints are valid, but you'll see a bit of an altered mindset, so let's get into it. A final exam is not the place for your toddler. Today was the last of final exams for my university, and one of my classes was unfortunately scheduled for the last time of the day. It is a very small class, 8 people, and we've all gotten to know each other very well. One of my classmates is a complete mombi. I'm talking wears shirts with Bratley's mommy on the front level mombi. She's constantly bingoed me all semester, and I've just done my best to ignore her as everyone else in the class tends to stand up for me when she does it. The woman uses her child as an excuse for everything. Her husband works on the oil rig, so he's gone for 2 weeks of the month, and all she does is complain about it. She never does her work and shows up to class begging everyone to get their quiz answers or to copy our homework. Our professor even had to speak to her about straight up not turning in one of her papers because it was the gremlin's birthday that weekend. Everyone got to the final early so we could talk before summer started and just relax a bit when this mombi straight up walks in with her wailing 2-year-old and about 4,000 of its obnoxious loud toys. Not whining or complaining, actually screaming at the top of its lungs. She tried to tell us she couldn't find a babysitter or anything, so she'd emailed the professor and he'd okayed it. But, of course, there is the on-campus daycare that her child goes to. My best friend's in charge of the room the kid is in, and she constantly complains what an absolute nightmare he is. But she says she doesn't want to upset her precious little baby by taking him away from his friends after the test. The kid never stopped crying. For the 20 minutes before our exam, he sat there and screamed. He tried to pull people's study guides off their desks, he snatched another classmate's phone off his back, and he had to chase the kid down while Mombi sat there and scrolled on Facebook like she does during every single class. My professor eventually showed up with all of the tests, and he was mad. Apparently, Mombi had implied that the kid was much older than it actually was and had promised that the kid wouldn't be disruptive. Poor man was probably expecting an older, well-behaved kid, and he walked in to find a screaming toddler. To make a long story short, he straight up told her that she couldn't take her exam with the kid in the room. It wasn't fair to all of us to have to take a final with a screaming toddler, and it wasn't fair to her to try and focus when her kid was upset. He was way nicer than I would have been. He did tell her that he would allow her to come to his office hours tomorrow and take the test then, and we all agreed that we wouldn't be upset about it if she did. Mombi cried and tried to argue with that they were leaving on a trip the next day, but he wasn't having it. The entire ordeal ended up taking 20 minutes of our exam time, and our poor professor had to stay late so that we could finish our exams. I just can't believe the level of entitlement that this woman had to think it was appropriate to bring her screaming toddler into a final exam and then act like she's the victim when she's told that it was unacceptable. I can understand that sometimes it might be hard to find childcare, but we've known about the date and time of our finals for over a month. She had the time to find someone, but she just assumed that we would all be okay with being disrupted because it was a baby. So, mentality, not good, referring to the child as it and gremlin and nothing else. So, first of all, complaint is valid. They should not have brought that. This is an entitled parent's story. However, the poster somehow isn't really blaming the mom, but is blaming the child. Also, you can tell they got like incel type words, like the whole buzzwords that incels have for everything. They've got that for anyone who has kids, like being bingoed, mombi, forgot what they use for dads. They always called kids gremlins and crotch gremlins, and that's it. They refer to them as it, nothing else. Anything that goes wrong, it's the kid's problem, not the parent's problem. Some of them do blame both of them, but the kid always has like some giant responsibility for their actions, even if they're 2. So first of all, obviously the mother was in the wrong quite a bit for allowing a 2-year-old free reign of the room and other people's properties. That's bad, very bad. However, this mentality that all kids are bad, this is not good. This is why people call it a toxic subreddit. I mean, they don't view children as human. They hate them. I don't get it. Just to show that they have some validity here, here's one. Doctor trying to tell me I have radiation poisoning, like it's something I definitely care about. Can I fly or not? Ooh, why swear? Isn't he trying to protect you and your ovaries? Just curious, why are my ovaries the important bit to protect and not my brain or heart? And why am I not flying yet? Well, what do you think? Smile. That smiley face looks creepy, I'm not gonna lie. The first thing to look after when caring for a patient are their heart and brain, which I am sure you know as a doctor. My status was a stupid throwaway joke, just the same as the rest of the other stupid jokes I make as statuses. My question still stands. Why my ovaries? Am I a baby incubator first and a person after? Also, why am I still not flying? So, this person has a good sense of humor. They got a valid point. It is not right to first question someone's reproductive potential before questioning if they're going to live. Radiation poisoning is serious. It can cause some very serious side effects. You should not first ask about reproduction. That's not correct. So this one, it's valid, okay? It's more the kind of thing you would find on Real No Child. Real Child? Wait, what's it called? ChildFree? What's this called? The subreddit? Oh, how did I forget? Look, I'm still low-key sick. I can talk now, so that's awesome. What's it? It's like the real... I don't know how I just forgot, but I did. Sorry, guys. But it's like Real No Child Free. Child Free? Child. Huh. This one's titled, Reminder to Never Skip Your Birth Control. My child is throwing a fit. Reason. Didn't get to see her poop before Grandma flushed it down the toilet. Grandma is apologizing profusely. Leah is refusing to be assured she just wants her poop back. It's been 20 minutes. Did you take your birth control? You're welcome. So, little funny anecdote, not that bad. Again, not that bad. It is the comments that are, let's go. Is children's complete lack of logic just so frustrating to some people? My brain can't process their insane requests/demands that make no logical sense and the freakouts and tantrums that come afterwards. I was visiting a friend and could not avoid a trip to the trampoline park with her family, including her 3 small kids. Oldest is 7. I believe he has some serious impulse control and other issues. She thinks he gets cranky when his sleep isn't consistent. Anyway, he had a complete screaming, crying meltdown because the trampoline place required that we all wear our stickers showing that we paid on the back of our shirts because at the other trampoline place they usually go to, the stickers are placed on the front of the shirt. He could not handle it and completely freaked out, refusing to participate until his grandpa bought him a bunch of sugary food and convinced the staff to let the little idiot wear his sticker on the front of his shirt, which he proudly rubbed in our faces that he was given special treatment after we had calmly and carefully been telling him, these are the rules of this place. They are just a little different from the other places. It's not a big deal, etc. I hate bad kids and enabling adults. Okay, again, yes, children have impulse control problems. If he's 7 and he's getting improper sleep, A, the mother is doing something wrong. Again, this is a mother problem. Children really need a lot of sleep, generally a lot more than people think. There's not a good reason that the kid isn't getting consistent sleep. He does need consistent sleep. 2, they don't have logical, their brains don't work yet. Their little brains are still developing. Like age 7, they don't even understand morality that much. They're just learning their place in school. They're not even learning their place in the real world. Their concept of morality is it's very self-centered. Like, kids grow up at first very self-centered. They can't help it. They just don't have the ability to think about the people around them. They're just not developed enough. Of course that's going to happen. You need to act like an adult and not get real mad that a child is upset about something. Like, this is just, you're the one having the meltdown online in front of all your friends. And they're just being supported. And the rest of it is just people talking about how terrible children are, how it's so illogical, how they're just, I don't know. Yes, they are illogical. They are children. My 3-year-old nephew had a total nuclear meltdown because my mom, his grandma, ate a tortilla chip off his plate full of tortilla chips, and apparently he had chosen that chip to eat next. But my mom got to it first by accident. Chaos ensued. I told my mom that she had clearly ruined his life. My sister-in-law's response, of course, was to immediately pick him up and coddle him instead of ignoring his whiny tantrum over something so stupid. That happened 6 years ago, and if you suspect that endlessly enabling his tantrums and meltdowns has led to a 9-year-old who can't handle failure of any kind, you would be right. Then there was that time my friend's 2-year-old carried on screaming for a solid hour because bath time was over and she wanted to get back in the tub. That was a fun evening. Yes, this is children. This is children. I don't know what to tell you. Like, what? I don't even... Okay, so you're joking. Haha, clearly ruined his life. It's a 3-year-old, okay? That is one. They're still in the very self-centered stage. Someone ate his special chip. He probably developed an emotional connection to this chip. Kids are weird. When I was a kid, I was 4. I developed a strong emotional attachment to a green bean we got at a restaurant. I had a tantrum, all right, for like hours because they threw away my green bean friend, all right? What are you going to do? You're just going to leave this child who lost their best friend, just not coddle them? I lost my best green bean friend, and they just, of course, my parents were like, oh, that's so dumb. It's how cute, tortilla chip. It's hilarious. This shouldn't be like, he wanted this specific tortilla chip, and he didn't get, that's hilarious. That's not like an argument point. And if the kid can't handle failure, it's not because he got coddled because someone ate his tortilla chip. There are other issues going on. These people just like to avoid all these issues. They think if a kid has a tantrum and someone comforts them, kid's gone. He's a useless member of society. It is too late for them. Or like a 2-year-old screaming because they want to get back in the bed. Yes, 2-year-olds is the terrible twos. They're going to be screaming about the littlest things. They can't really talk well. They can scream real well. That's what they do. If you don't like that, don't have kids. That is the point of the subreddit. However, changing the mentality to be kids are it. Kids are terrible. They are gremlins. They are the worst. And there was one, I totally lost it. I don't know where it went. But it was just, there's so many. But like one in specific I read, it was just terrifying that they were just complaining, so upset, so utterly anguished that they were losing their best friends. Like they were dead to them. You want to know what? Because they had kids. And they're complaining about how now they won't be able to do stuff together. Now they won't be able to do this. Like, I'm sorry, but you're not your friend's priority. Your friends wanted a family. You are not the priority. They can still do stuff for quite a while. They can find babysitters. People do it. And the people are acting like they're essentially dead to them. They will never hang out. They were talking about how they're now going to have to defriend them on everything because they didn't want to look at the children. They didn't want to look at the children. That is too much for them. I don't know, guys. I think it's real ChildFree is a tamer one. I haven't checked that one out, but I wanted to do this one before Mother's Day. I didn't get to it. It's kind of rambly because my brain's still, like, broken. But I did it. I did one today. Surprise. Hurrah. Good thing. I'm not sick. I was in a lot. Good thing about today. Because I'm trying to end on a good note. So good note. I'm not super sick anymore. Yeet. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, all that good little YouTube stuff. If you did like it, which I hope you did, I'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye.